Hello everyone, Ms. Clem here, the 11th and 12th grade academic advisor, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to do a little bit of a tutorial from the Learning Coach account view. We're getting a lot of questions about how do I check my students' progress? How do I know what their grades are? How do I know what they need to be doing every day? So from a learning coach perspective, I just want to give you an insight on the OMHS account um, and just how to check your students' progress. So when you log in, most likely you'll probably land on this page. It'll look something like this. Okay, I like to switch to the weekly view just so you can see, everything that's going on in the classes for your student for that week. Let's start over here on the main menu. This is the left side menu. It's going to have My Students. If you have more than one student, your student's name will be up here. Just a disclaimer, I do have some things whited out because I wanted to show you a live account so you can see all the features, but so you may, not see some things exactly the way that I'm seeing them on here. But if you have multiple students, there'll be a little drop-down menu by the student's name here, and you can find all your students listed there. Once you're under this My Students tab, there's three main components here to this screen. You have your schedule, you have courses, and you have more. Okay, so schedule is exactly what we're on now. This is the main schedule for whatever student you have selected up here. A couple things to note. Like I said, a weekly view is the best so that you can see what's going on. In these big blocks up here, you will have the class connect times that they have for that day, and then underneath you'll have like a daily plan, and it will show what things they need to be working on for that day according to the due dates that are posted in the classrooms. One other feature that is helpful here, you can't see it at the moment, but there's a little arrows that you can use to go back and forth. So this, see how it puts it a week forward, and then you can also go backwards. This is helpful for planning purposes. If you want to go on trips, you can plan ahead. You can see what their schedule is going to look like, next week. You can see if they're going to be out on a Thursday and a Friday, let's say if you're going on a trip, then you can see, okay, these are the assignments that they have due that day, and they can work ahead. So that's a good feature to know how to get to and what you're looking at. Okay, and then courses. Courses are going to list everything, all the courses that your student is taking. I would like to note here real quickly, every student is going to have the advisory classroom. That's where the advisory or the advisors put out all of their information that they think students need to know. You'll also have a Finding Your Path class. That is the counselor classroom. That's where all the counselor resources are. I highly recommend that you go into these and you see the content in these classes so that you can see exactly what your student has as resources from your advisor and counselor. Over here you can also see the primary teacher name, and when you click into this it will give you the teacher name and contact information. Okay. Also right here it's going to show you the overdues that you have or that your student has for each class, and then the last time that they visited the class as well. I'm going to show you how to impersonate a student as your student, but I'm going to save that till the end. So I'm going to move on quickly, just pop on this More tab. This just gives you a quick link to the OLS, which is your LMS account, your main database account for K-12. You can go over there and explore around as well. And these are just a couple options you can click in here, that we have K-12 is downloaded in there for you. All right, on the My Schedule tab, one thing I want to point out here, again, you want to filter by week. And then this is the sessions, Class Connect sessions, live sessions, however you want to word it, that is loaded for you as a learning coach. Right now, the one that's on there as a reoccurring event is the Learning Coach Brew for You, and it is hosted by Miss Carrie Larson. And this is how she has the Zoom link in there. Those are being held in Zoom. So this is like a placeholder on your calendar, and you can access this session, and that is just a get-together with Carrie. She's a learning coach and also a VAVA staff member. Her students have been schooling with us for a long time. She has great insight, great advice. So I definitely recommend checking those out. But just, note this throughout the year. These are things that we at the VAVA staff, will put on your schedule that we think would be great for learning coaches to come to. On this menu, you have attendance, and attendance, you can see, you can click on it from here and just put in your missing days if you have missing days, and I'm sure everyone is logging attendance by now. So let me go back to this view, and announcements. Announcements are a section from K-12 National where you can view all your announcements. There's also a couple other features over here that I'll show you in just a minute, but here's how to find all your K-12 announcements in one place. Okay, let's go back to home. And again, I'm going to go back to the weekly view for the Learning Coach account. Here you obviously have direct access to your email. If you click on this, it'll go to a new window. You can email straight from this account. This little chain link or paperclip icon, these are outside websites that are linked to the K-12 LMS that will take you straight over to your OLS account, your main database account, where you can check materials orders and you can look at all your account information on that website as well. And these are some other things. USA Test Prep is an outside website that teachers have students go in and take some tests sometimes. So that would be valuable for you to know what that is. And if you hover over your name, you'll get another list of options here. One thing to note is schedule setup is where you go into the OLS2, and that's where you're going to log your sick and vacation days. So that is important to know. We also have a tutorial on that on the Advisor YouTube channel, so if you need more information about that. So I would highly just recommend that you click these two things, explore all these little outside links, and that will get you familiar with the OLS and some other websites that we use. All right, let's get back to checking actual grades and progress. So if you are on the courses tab here, you can actually see, what your student's overall grade is in that class. So if you click on this live link, it's going to take you to kind of like a progress summary page for that class. Okay, and if you go to home, it's just going to take you right back to your schedule or your student schedule. So let's click on courses again. So if you click on the grade, it's going to take you to that grade summary page. If you click on progress, that means how far they've moved through the class. It's going to take you back to this same page. So this progress summary page, I particularly like, well, first of all, it shows you the overall class, but I like this content tab. It basically shows you the entire content of the course and how far your student has moved along in each section. Overall, it will show you for the entire term how many topics are to be visited and how many they have visited, how many times they've logged into the system, to this classroom, how many hours they've spent, and then an overall progress bar. And then you can explore down into each individual item as well. And I just like the table of contents because it just opens everything up. Once you access module 1, it'll show you how far they are in module 1, and then you can click down into each individual little topic under each section. You can get pretty far deep down into this, and then once you see a check mark, that means your student has accessed that particular item. You have to be careful though to make sure that if it's a graded assignment like a quiz, a unit test, a discussion board or a discussion item, that you have to not only look at the check mark, but you have to go in to the actual assignment and make sure that they have submitted it. And I will show you how to do that on a different screen. It's a little bit easier to manage. But that is overall how to look at progress. You're going to need to take some time and explore the screen and look around. Okay, and go back to home. And then let's go back to courses again. And to go in and actually look at the classroom as your student, you're going to impersonate your student here. And I'm going to open the link in a new tab. I'm going to switch over to that screen. Nope, it's not going to let me. Take that back. Okay, let's do it from here. And it's going to say the link you're attempting is only accessible via a student. By continuing, you'll be viewing the link as a student. We do want to continue. You can impersonate your student. You just do not want to click on any live quizzes, tests, discussion boards, or any assignment of that nature that is a live assignment. Because if you do click into that and you start a quiz, it would be like the student is taking it. So just rule of thumb. Okay, so we clicked on Earth Science class, so it's taking us to the Earth Science class. Okay, and over here you're going to see that you're impersonating your student's name. Okay, you can't see that now because I have it blocked out, but you should see that you're impersonating, and a little orange mask will show up right here. So let's go home, and I want to show you the landing page for the student. Okay, this is what your student sees. It looks very similar to your account, right? So they have their schedule, and you'll see over here that you are viewing as whatever your student's name is. Okay, so that's how you know if you're in your Learning Coach account or if you're impersonating your student. So this is just like what you see. They see their schedule just the same. They can toggle between day and week. They can move between weeks here as well. When they click on classes, this is what they're going to see. They're going to see all their course cards, we call them. So, you know, this is good for you to know to see exactly what they're seeing. There's a lot of cards on here. You know, you're going to see extra classes like the advisory classroom, the introduction to online learning class that K-12 downloads. You're going to see this finding your path that we talked about earlier. The student can go into all these and access those resources just like you can. So these introductory to online learning classes like this one and this other one over here, those will drop off here in a little while. Those are downloaded by K-12 at the beginning of the year. And eventually, you know, they'll just see their main classes, their advisory classroom, and their finding your path classroom. Okay, those are the most important classrooms for them. So you can, as the student, go into a class. Let's go into this geography class. And this is the landing page of the classroom. This is exactly what the student sees. They can contact their teacher here. They can see their overdue assignments. One thing I will go back to really quickly talking about overdue assignments. If you're logged in as your student and you go to their schedule, which you click my schedule, but you're viewing as a student, if they have any overdue assignments, there's going to be a little tab right here that says overdue. And you can also see that from the Learning Coach account. But if they have overdue assignments, those are the assignments that they need to focus on first for that day and try to get those caught up. Okay, let's go back to classes. Let's go back to geography. And the first place that I like to go, this is the landing page. You can see all the class announcements from the teacher. That's the first thing the student should be checking. Then go to content right here. Content is my favorite tab because it is the basically table of contents for the entire class. Okay, so two things to highlight. You know, I do videos with students as well, but you know, parents at any time, you can go in here and look at this as well. So there's 167 topics in this particular class. So once you click on table of contents, it shows you the entire class and all the modules. So this is what I was talking about earlier on the progress screen. You can see what they've clicked into and where they're at working, you know, inside the class. So you want to make sure that everything does have a check mark. But if something is checked, it doesn't always necessarily mean that they've submitted the graded assignment. So we have, let's click into this 1.0. So we have what are, you know, basically learning modules, which are full of like PDFs and Word documents and videos and anything that helps them learn the material. So they're going to go through all of these learning modules first, and then at the end, they're going to have, you know, a graded assignment for this module. So if you go down, you can see here, this is the unit test for module 1. And if you click on this, and you go back up, okay, it's not open yet. Okay, let me choose something else. Let's see if there's a quiz. Okay, there might not be a quiz yet, but if the student has not accessed this information yet, there will be a dot instead of a check mark. Okay, so if you see this dot, that means the student has not looked at this yet, and you know, that's where they are working in the class. So you want to make sure they're working in order, you know, and making sure that they are looking at the information that they need to learn. Okay, so let's go back, or while we're in here, I'll show you the grades tab. This is considered the grade book for the classroom. This is the overall grade, and then as you move down, you can look in the grade book's divided by topic. So these are the attendance quizzes for the live class connects. These are the monthly SOL checks, and then she has the live quizzes. So if you want to go look at a particular quiz, say they were supposed to have done this quiz 1.19, but you notice it's not submitted yet. It's nice in here because you actually have a list of the graded assignments that the teacher says the student, you know, is going to be graded on. So let's go find this quiz that the student took. So a quick tip is that you can highlight this, copy it, go back over to the content tab, and then in this little search bar right here, you can paste the name and then click on that. It will take you directly to this quiz. So in this case, the student has taken this quiz. We're going to look at it. Just a couple things I want to show you. Some teachers allow multiple retakes of assignments or of quizzes. So just check here and see if they can take it one more time. It may raise their grade up. So you can see, if you click on review, the student can see, and you can see exactly the questions they missed. They can review, they can print this out, they can use this to study by. So just know that there is a quick way to find these graded assignments from the grade book. Just highlight the name of the assignment. Show you that again if we want to find this quiz. So soon teachers will start to put zeros in the grade book, because just to let students know that they've, you know, forgotten to take that assignment or they missed it. So that's a good thing. The zero alerts them, and then they can come over here or go in the grade book, copy the name of that assignment, come over here, and then paste it in, and then quickly find this assignment. Okay, so this assignment's actually not open yet to do, but this is a good example. You know, this assignment doesn't start until September 28th. It'll be due October 9th, and then the final end date is November 6th. So if your student has a question about a due date, a start date, or an end date for an assignment, that's a good way to look. Go in the grade book and find those graded assignments, and you can come over here and use the search bar, you know, to access exactly where that particular assignment is within all of these modules over here. Okay, so let's go back to the main page. So I'm a learning coach, and I'm still looking into the view of my student's account. They have these same couple of menus over here, so you can look around, they can look around and see exactly what outside links that they can go to and have access to as well. Let's look at the progress bar for a particular class. Let's see, which one would be good? Let's go to Spanish. Spanish has had some class connects already, so right here, next, in between the content and the grades tab is the progress tab, the progress bar. So as a student or as a learning coach looking at a student, you can go in and it's the same screen from the learning coach account. You can check all the progress that they've made in this particular class. And again, I like this section here because it just takes you through every assignment in the grade book. One other thing to notice is that you can also, if the student wants to hit My Progress from this More tab, it will actually take them through every class that they have. So it's a progress summary for every class that's on their schedule. So I know this can be a little weird to look at first, but you just click through. This is health, this is science, this is English, this is geometry, world geography, web design, and Spanish. So you can literally, from this screen, as you're impersonating your student, go hit that, My Progress tab. You can come to this screen and see every class, the grade, and then every, item in there that they are assigned to do. So that's how to check your student progress. That's how to check grades. That's how to impersonate your student. Once you stop impersonating your student like that, you're going to go back to your account. Hopefully it's going to go back over. Sometimes it has problems resurfacing into the Learning Coach account, and you may have to reload. Okay, so you may have to sign into your Learning Coach account again after you impersonate, but that is, in a nutshell, how to check your progress, how to check grades, and how to keep tabs on those assignments from the gradebook to make sure your student is not missing anything. So I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching.